Welcome to 11 on 11 on THV 11 Plus. I'm Ashley King, and we start with an update to a story we've been reporting on this week. State Representative Austin McCollum is stepping down the State House of Representatives. The move came 4 days after his arrest on suspicion of assaulting his wife. According to an affidavit, during the argument, McCollum threw things at his wife, punched her, and slammed her head against the floor. McCollum was arrested on August 1st and booked into the Benton County Jail on charges of aggravated assault, domestic battery, and false imprisonment. He was released the following day on a $10,000 bond. Arkansas House Speaker Brian Evans confirmed McCollum's resignation, calling the allegations deeply disturbing.
My first and foremost concern is with everyone affected by these events, and I hope that everyone receives the support that they need while the justice system does its work. We're going to remain focused on the constitutional responsibilities and serving the people of Arkansas. Today is about allowing the legal process to proceed without interference in state government and how we represent the people that elect us.
McCollum served as the representative for House District 8 since 2017, with this year set to be his last as he won the nomination for Benton County Judge earlier this year. No word yet from the county on what's next for the race, but Speaker Evans says the governor's office is working quickly to make plans for a special election or a convention to replace McCollum in the House. And we're learning more about a shooting at an apartment complex in North Little Rock near Maumelle that left one man injured Wednesday night. Tenants say they're growing increasingly concerned about safety after multiple recent shootings in the area. THV 11's Maya Ellison takes a closer look at those concerns and why residents say something needs to change.
I can't even hold my phone. Girl, look at me. I'm just a wreck.
Maria Huff, a tenant at the Peaks at Country Club, says she's still shaken after a shooting Wednesday night that North Little Rock police say left one man injured. For many who live here, the incident is still fresh.
I don't feel unsafe right now. Now, if it continues, I don't know. Only God knows what I'll feel.
North Little Rock police responded to a report of shots fired just after 9 p.m. Officers found a man with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Paramedics rushed him to a local hospital. Residents say they first thought the noise was fireworks.
I heard like a kaboom.
And the next thing I heard something go, brrrr, pat, 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 pat. And when we first heard it, we was like, what is that? Is that backfire or firecrackers?
And then I looked over my balcony and I'm like, oh my God, it looked like blue lights, but it looked like it's in our apartments,
By Thursday morning, the damage was still clear. Bullets struck cars and even apartment homes.
All this debris and the bullets hit here and tore the paneling up here. And it tore the paneling up there.
Inside one unit, bullets pierced a wall into a bedroom. Another apartment has damaged windows. No other injuries were reported, but Huff says the shooting is one of several issues that have left her worried about safety.
I don't feel comfortable and safe. I really don't, and I think, they need to get cameras out here. They need to get some more patrol out here so they can get this place back in order.
Just last week, North Little Rock police also responded to a deadly shooting at a nearby Circle K. Police say the two cases are not believed to be connected, but they continue to encourage anyone with information to come forward. For residents like Huff and Jones, what has typically been a quiet community is now leaving them calling for change.
My main focus really is on the young youth, that we got to cut the violence. It's time to really get our communities back to third spaces.
In North Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Maya. And in other news, a push to pause Google's planned Little Rock data center has failed. City directors split evenly Tuesday night on an 18-month moratorium, and the time meant the proposal did not pass. The policy would have temporarily blocked the 300-acre project at the Port of Little Rock, giving the city more time to develop land use and planning rules. During hours of public comment, residents raised concerns about transparency, water and energy use, and possible impacts on nearby communities. Director Kathy Webb says that feedback will help shape the next round of proposed rules.
We said that regardless of what happened, that this would be the first step. We've heard a lot of good things about additional regulations that we need, and we will come back with those along with some other transparency issues. We will be back. So it's not over.
City directors could consider new proposals within the next month or so. And before students head back to class, school districts are tightening food safety measures as Arkansas continues to see more cyclospora cases. The Arkansas Department of Health now reports 173 confirmed cases, up from 50 last week, as state and federal health officials continue searching for the source of the outbreak, which has been linked to contaminated produce. The Little Rock School District says it's been preparing all summer, verifying food suppliers, reinforcing USDA safety training, and following extra steps to clean and handle fresh produce.
Currently, all of our employees are going through our food safety training, which is required by USDA, of course. And for example, our lettuce, it's already been triple washed, and then of course we washed it again. And we use organic things like baking soda and water to wash for a fourth time.
District leaders say they'll continue closely monitoring their food supply to help keep students safe. And the rising cost of health care is threatening insurance programs for public school teachers, leaving lawmakers looking for solutions. THV 11's Carter Thweet shares what they're saying and what could happen when the money runs out.
At an education committee meeting Monday, lawmakers at the state capitol got some eye-opening news.
That deficit grows to $31 million for 2027. And if there's no material increases, the reserves will be depleted for this plan by 2029.
The fund that gives public school teachers health insurance out of money in just 3 years. That's the projection of one consultant who said the best solution would be the three groups that give to the program, the state, school districts, and teachers, raise their contributions equally.
Much more feasible percent increase if we spread the revenue across those three pieces.
But lawmakers weren't sold. One said he'd fear for certain school districts under the plan.
That's quite of an increase for even our small districts, rural districts, even if we spread it through all three.
And raising the amount teachers have to give doesn't thrill lawmakers like Bruce Cozart of Hot Springs.
And that's always a big thing when you start asking teachers to put in more money.
Still, though, he and Senator Dan Sullivan agree something needs to be done.
The first thing we do is continue to negotiate with insurance providers to make sure we're getting the best cost.
We're going to go from 33 million to 86 million the next year, and it just going up eventually be 200 million that will be in the hole. So we can't do that. We've got to find out a solution.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
And as Little Rock leaders debate one major project at the port, they're celebrating a massive investment downtown. The team behind 30 Crossing Park says years of planning and partnerships helped secure a $30 million Bezos Earth Fund grant last month. Speaking to the Rotary Club of Little Rock, project organizers said the Bezos team paid close attention to how local partners work together. One question during that process showed just how much those relationships stood out.
I think the Bezos team was most impressed with, I think, what everyone in this room knows, which is Little Rock is relationships. It's people. It's just a special ability. They looked at each other and asked us, like, do you really like each other? And I was like, I've known these people forever.
The team says 30 Crossing Park is part of a bigger effort to expand outdoor recreation in downtown Little Rock. Meantime, here in Central Arkansas, Maumelle leaders are looking for input on a project that could change the look of Club Manor Corridor. The city is exploring a streetscape plan that would make the area more walkable with new paths, gathering spaces, and event areas by connecting it to Millwood Station Food Truck Park. The proposal would also reduce a portion of Club Manor from 4 lanes to 2 as the city works to create a place where people can live, work, and play.
And we have many events throughout the year, such as the Dragon Boat races or Fourth Fest. And our hopes are that this corridor will create a walkable place where people can enjoy the entire corridor and create an atmosphere of just community.
No decisions have been made yet. City officials are currently seeking public feedback during next Thursday's Planning Commission. And that is a meeting that starts at 5:30. Temporary crosses could only hold so many messages of love. A look at the permanent tribute, now honoring 4 lives lost in Fordyce, coming up. Welcome back. More than 2 years after 4 people were killed in the Fordyce mass shooting, a permanent memorial now honors them. One victim's mother says the tribute carries a message her family wants the community to hold on to. THV 11's Carter Thweet spoke with her about why that remembrance matters.
Those in the mood for a history lesson might make a trip to the Dallas County Museum in Fordyce.
A vast amount of history that's here in this building.
But amid all the fun, a sobering reminder.
They leave a marker and people can sign them, to show their concern and love.
After the 2024 mass shooting at the Mad Butcher grocery store, so many people signed that they ran out of room on the hearts. The crosses now sit inside the museum, replaced by something more permanent.
Of course, there'll never be complete closure.
Helen Browning's daughter, Callie Weems, was killed that day in 2024. She was a 23-year-old nurse who left behind a daughter. That baby girl was there for the memorial's unveiling. She just turned 3 years old.
The head corporation of Mad Butcher, I thank them for doing the monument.
For Richard Ledbetter, a museum board member who says everyone knows everyone in Fordyce, the symbolism stands out.
It's a big heart, and it's got the names of the 4 victims that perished, but there's nothing on the heart. And it's kind of, to me, it's like it's an empty heart. We're missing those 4. And we'll always remember them.
Helen says she's grateful for this memorial and the fact that it uses the name that everyone called her daughter, Callie Jane. She hopes that, as the memorial says, they will always be remembered.
And our loved ones mean just as much to us in death as they did in life. And we want everyone to remember them.
In Fordyce, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Carter. And dozens of families were counting down the days until their children started at a new school designed for students with disabilities. But just weeks before classes began, those families say the school and its operators vanished, leaving parents searching for answers and teachers without jobs. THV 11 investigator Tanya Motorzycki is hearing from the people caught in the middle.
When you come to what was supposed to be Nova Roots Academy, you're not greeted by teachers and staff with smiling faces. Instead, you come up to the door and there's a no trespassing warning, of an eviction notice for Greg and Donna Whitty. Because who's going to rip off disabled kids?
Who? Donna Witt.
Dozens of parents like Callie Kimball tell me they enrolled their children at Nova Roots Academy in Hot Springs after seeing posts from husband and wife Greg and Donna Whitty.
I was scrolling on Facebook and I see a sponsored ad for Nova Roots Academy.
A new micro school promising an inclusive learning environment for students with autism, ADHD, and other developmental disabilities.
We have been in the full-time ABA community, but with him being 10 now, his BCBA recommended, let's find a program for him, maybe not public school, and then just boom, Nova Roots pops up on my timeline, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is perfect. And it wasn't perfect.
Kimball says after weeks of trying to schedule a visit with the owners, she finally toured the building in June.
The school was basically a shell. It did not look like a school.
Not exactly a good sign, with classes supposedly just 6 weeks away. Whitty and her husband promise instruction based on her experience as a certified special education teacher. She already had established relationships in local public schools. The building is even across the street from Hot Springs High. That promise convinced Cheryl Tillery and Jared Brown to follow Miss Donna.
Our daughter's very attached to her, so we asked how we could get her enrolled to follow her here to Nova Roots. And she got us the paperwork, showed us how to discharge our daughter.
After signing up their kids, Tillery and Brown heard more teachers would also cross the street. Others made donations to help get the new school off the ground.
And we came out here, we donated all the money we made to them.
But with the first day of school approaching, communication from the Whittys began to dissolve.
And then after about a week, I was like, I never heard anything back about that open house. And I get on Facebook to see if there's a post like, hey, open house. The page is gone. Donna's Facebook's gone.
We came for our tour and to go over the plan for her year, and she just wasn't here. We kept trying to call and text her, and She didn't say anything.
About 2 weeks ago, families received an email saying the building had been sold and the owners were dealing with a family emergency. A reply in the comments from Donna said Greg suffered a heart attack. We made calls to several numbers and accounts linked to the couple and received no response.
Can I come over? Okay. Hi, I'm Tanya with THV 11.
During our visit Wednesday, even more concerning signs for the families. The property manager helped set the record straight. The Whitties had been evicted weeks ago, and he too is out thousands of dollars. That leaves dozens of families needing to find a new place for their child to go to school in a very short amount of time.
Because now I have to homeschool him. And I can't afford to pay a teacher to come here because EFA funding is meant for private schools. So
It's put you in a really bad
yeah, 100%. And I'm like, lady, like you didn't just like take education like this stirs up our whole life.
In Hot Springs, I'm Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
Tanya, thank you. And during our visit, we also found more concerning issues. Barnyard animals appeared to have been left behind on the property, prompting Hot Springs Animal Control to step in days ago. And the Arkansas Department of Education says it's investigating because Nova Roots was approved to receive funding through the LEARNS Act Education Freedom accounts. We're continuing to follow this story, and we will have a follow-up report next week. A proposal to keep the Arkansas Trabs in North Little Rock might come with a cost. We'll share why fans say the price is well worth it. But first, let's eat it up.
This is one of my more favorite hush puppies we've had this summer. That is really, really good. Very crunchy. In fact, I'm giving one to Bree right now. That's very, very good. It's like a honey taste. This week on Eat It Up, we are north of the river near North Hills at Grandpa's Catfish. Y'all knew this location in Maumelle Boulevard? Well, they have moved over here right by the golf course, right by JFK, and it is so good, y'all. We had amazing hush puppies, plus the catfish, of course, not to mention fried green tomatoes, chicken tenders left and right, and delicious Cajun catfish that is grilled to perfection. So what do you say? Let's eat it up.
North Hills folks and the people in Indian Hills, where we were on Mission Road forever, from 1970 until early 2000s, and this is just kind of like a homecoming. We're back on the side of town where people grew up with us, fell in love with us. Took a little longer to do our remodel than we would have liked, but everything's good. We've been very pleased with the community coming out. The people out here really want to come out and support stuff in their neighborhood, and that makes you feel good. Fried green tomatoes, we cut a fresh tomato. It's not pickled, it's not pre-made, it's a fresh tomato. We bread it, we fry it, send it out. I added fried mushrooms. I tried them on our food truck, and people seem to really like it, and it's a gluten-free option for an appetizer. So people tend to like the pickle chips better. It's easier to share, it's easy to grab. Our catfish is always gluten-free. You can do chicken or shrimp grilled, so you can make it gluten-free there, because we've had a lot more people at this location asking about gluten-free options than we've had before, so we like to have stuff for everybody to eat.
Some may argue we've been on a catfish kick lately, and I would say that's exactly right, because it's summertime in Arkansas. We're hitting so many good catfish spots, and Grandpa's, one of the staples north of the river. Love it. These fillets just make your heart happy. This is one of my more favorite hush puppies we've had this summer. That is really, really good. Very crunchy. Chicken tenders. Make every kiddo in your life happy. Don't even have to be a kiddo. You can be an adult and get some of that. We've had butterfly shrimp. We've had peel and eat shrimp. We've had delicious deep fried shrimp right here. Shrimp's my favorite. Always has, always will be. We haven't had a lot of fried green tomatoes. So underrated. Always get them. Always get your fried green tomatoes. Cajun catfish, grilled to perfection, by the way. I think if I'm getting like a perfect combination, maybe some Cajun catfish, grilled, onion rings. The fried green tomatoes are amazing, and the hush puppies, there's something different about that hush puppy. Take it to the bank.
Travis baseball is a long-running summer tradition in Central Arkansas, but keeping the team in North Little Rock could require millions of dollars in ballpark repairs. THV 11's Catherine Rowley looked at the proposed deal and heard from fans ahead of Monday's city council vote.
The city of North Little Rock could commit at least $16 million to Dickey-Stevens Park under a proposed new lease with the Arkansas Travelers. In return, the deal would keep the team here for the next 20 years through 2046.
I would love for them to stay in North Little Rock.
For fans like Patrick Biggs, the ballpark has been a part of life for decades.
I've been going to Travis games since they were at Ray Winder, so my whole life. Great thing to do in the middle of the week or on the weekend. It's just a fun time. Like to see them stay.
But is keeping the Travelers worth the financial commitment the city would have to make? The Travs would pay the city $150,000 in annual rent and continue to manage the day-to-day operations at Dickey-Stevens Park. In return, the team keeps all stadium revenue. The city becomes responsible for all structural repairs and capital improvements, including a $10 million project to repair sinkholes and drainage issues by next March.
It has to stay. Arkansas, Little Rock needs this.
For lifelong fan Mark Jett, keeping the Travelers in North Little Rock is about more than baseball.
We need some more support from all these baseball fans out here because we want the Hogs to continue to come here and play. We need this in downtown Little Rock.
Fans say losing the team would leave a void in the area and end a tradition that dates back more than a century in Arkansas.
What's this place going to look like if the Travs move? Think about it. It's going to be another parking lot. We don't need that.
The North Little Rock City Council is expected to vote on that proposed lease during its next meeting, which is next Monday. Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.
And that'll do it for 11 on 11 right here on THV 11 Plus. Join us next week for all of your top headlines in the natural state.